policies are all done, and we went to the site and we did we went to the site and we did the hazard analysis of the site, and we identified areas that can be, that can cause problem, and we also put a template at the way we can handle and control such acts. And there's not much thing there that will cause. It's a good site and a plain site. We did all the underground facilities. We checked for underground facilities. No much underground facilities on that site, which is very good enough. There is a policy in our company that we attend to OSHA and HSE compliance, and we try to bring that into your project. So, and the stop means if you see your neighbor or your colleague or somebody around you that is doing something that is not very right, you have the right to stop the person and say, no, this is not right. Politely ask him to, to take a different means of addressing or doing this work. And protect, we look after one another, irrespective of whether the person is directly staff to Oakley International, or subcontractor, or third party or the community. As long as you are part of the project, we consider you as one, and we will make sure that you protect your interests in regards to safety. And we include, and in the area of include, we try to make sure everybody is on board, is included. You are aware of what is happening and the next phase of the project, so everybody is not kind of locked out. Then rethink, and again, there is this policy that whatever you want to do, have you rethinked, have you checked it again? So you have to rethink and make sure what you are about to do is the appropriate thing and that it will add value to the project. And initiate, yes, you have to initiate. Before you initiate, you make sure you think properly, and before you do your initiation, you initiate. And whatever you initiate or you want to do, make sure all the teams in the group, they are aware of that, the plans, and make sure you pass the message appropriately and in a clear form. That is what we believe as spirit in Oakley International. So now that takes me to the site plan. This is basically the site. We went there and we did a hazard analysis of the site and identified the area that we will place the planning. For example, this angle, this is the entrance, and this is the outlet. And we have the path, the road hall, and we have identified where we put our offices, and the temporary car parking space for the employees of the company. We have all done that, and we strongly believe that, yes, we understand what you want, and we will do our best to deliver a quality project for you. And at this point, I would like to hand over to Jonathan. Thank you.
Thank you, William.
Yeah.
As you guys have seen, we put together a lot of effort, and we've really evaluated Envision to make sure that we deliver the highest quality product to you. With that said, we've got a little bit of room in the budget. That small error ended up giving us a lot of room, so we can discuss and we can be open to you and really make sure that you deserve and receive the highest quality project possible. Sustainability and flexibility. We're working with you and we'll be sure to deliver this. You'll notice we've got a 50-week construction schedule. This is premium in the fact that now you're opening a month early. You're opening in May 30th versus July 30th. This gives you more time to invite students in, to let them see the building and go, wow, this is great. I can definitely see myself going to high school here. This is going to be one of the best 4 years of my life. And with that, you can invite more students in, earlier registration, better enrollment. And with this, we'll deliver open quality, and we'd like to open it up for a few more questions.
Very good. You guys really thought it out. I like the presentation. Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Was the 22 million, does that include your contingency or?
Yes.
Or it does? Okay. Yes.
Chloe and Connor have a question on the exterior facade over here. What's the main material there? Did you mention that?
Concrete panels.
Okay.
It's a fiberglass reinforced concrete panel.
Okay.
GFRC, is that what you're saying?
I have a quick question. Looking at this project estimate at the very end, it has a subtotal and other total bid of 30.8 million. Is that including everything, GCs,
That wasn't including everything. However, there was supposed to be a labor adjustment to adjust for the difference between the average and the labor here, even with the shortage. However, instead of subtracting that adjustment, it added, and so it was
That should be 22.
exceptionally high.
What's your math?
Okay, so that 30 is becoming
Okay.
22.
Correct. Yes,
Makes
ma'am.
sense.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was thinking this 21, okay.
I'm sure they'll take 30.
I see here you've got an architectural fee of 7%. Does that include any consultants, MEP engineers or anything?
Yes, that would include consultants, MEP, structural, and that actually does include civil.
I don't think we asked this specifically. You have 4% contingency. Does that include our owner's contingency?
Yes, so with our vast knowledge and experience, we've been able to actually track our previous projects, and we found that in the design build process, we actually can do 4% contingencies at this point in design, but we also have open relationship policy. And with that, we're willing to discuss, and if we end up with excess money, we'll turn it back. And that's so we can build a relationship with Envision schools.
In the design, I think I heard you say that the athletic locker rooms and the theater changing rooms are the same?
Yes, they share that space.
That might be hard to do.
We base that on the fact that we would use their, not at the same time as the gym in the timetables of the students. That's what we thought that would be possible, but yeah, depends how the school runs it.
The play rehearsals are typically in the spring and not necessarily normally at the same time as basketball games. Also, just the fact that that plays are a very rare occurrence. So, allocating an entire square footage just for stage, theater, changing rooms seemed a bit excessive.
But with that, we do have extra money in the budget. Not in the new revised budget, as it is $6.5 million less. So we can always work with it. And if you guys foresee that as an issue, that's part of the adaptability.
What did you think of the schedule? Would it give you enough time to do the whole project, or did it seem tight, or too much, or too little, or?
No, we were very happy with the amount of time we were given for the schedule, and we felt that we could do it all within 50 weeks of construction of the start. We did need 8 weeks of pre-construction, so we would expect to start on the 1st of May, even though we would be starting construction till 1st of June, or the 1st of July, sorry. We'd finish then by the June following year.
Yeah. How many square feet did you say it was? 121, so you're 121,000 square feet,
Yeah,
11 months.
Yeah, the largest part of that was the floor slab, but we had that scheduled to only take 1 week. believe it or not.
One of the advantages of design build, and we found this through our firm, is that we can actually commence construction before design is complete. So with that, we're actually utilizing the full 50 weeks rather than spending 20 weeks on design completion. So we're trying to add value with that. And I understand that's why you all selected design build, but we just want to reiterate that we're exceptionally efficient at it.
At what point in the design stage, will you start bringing in the key subcontractors? Will you be at 100% DD, so forth, or?
We actually like to bring our designers in through in schematic design and design development, just so we can get them on early and incorporate subcontractor buy-in. Because if subcontractors are not in line with your process, or they may have value-adding options, so that you can do items less expensive.
How do you select your subcontractors?
We go through a qualified subcontractor list, so they must be pre-qualified, and then lowest bidder meeting pre-qualifications.
But what are you bidding on if the design's just started?
It's a little bit loose there, but we have a very strong relationship with them.
So who's gonna be my day-to-day point of contact if I've got questions about the project?
As design build project manager, I'll be the day-to-day contact. So
Are
any
you-
question?
Are you on there 100% of the time? I was trying to see if there was some representation of when the estimator is gonna get involved in the project, for 30% of the time, 70% of the project, or if you're on there 10% of the time or 100% of the time? What kind of numbers are we looking at for each role?
For myself, I'll be incorporated 40% of the time, and then Chloe Marie will be 100% dedicated as the project architect. Connor Reed will be allocated 50% of the time, as he's splitting a few projects. Taylor Hensley will be involved 30% of the time, and that's as chief estimator. We have other estimators on staff that will be involved more often, but he's the final oversight on the project. And then Connor Cassidy, as the chief scheduler, will be involved 30% of the time, that's 1 day a week. And then William Scadwell, obviously, superintendent, will be 100% of the time.
From the beginning of design or just until?
Once construction begins, he'll be 100%, and he will be an asset during the design phase.
Right. We fully plan on being coordinating with them so that they can have their construction site plan while we're laying out the architectural. We're making sure that all of our materials and everything that we're bringing in and that we call for is actually doable within that site plan.
Do you plan on having any of your architectural team members officing on site?
Absolutely. I think Chloe will be on site, and she's excited about it.
What do you think the biggest hurdle this project has to, every project has something that has to be addressed, whether it's by us, by design, the site, what do you think is one of the hurdles, or something that needs to be paid extra attention to?
Definitely the layout of putting everything on the site and getting it all to fit in there with the parking. It was a fairly tight space. I think we managed to get the full 480 or so spaces required for the parking. It was just a bit of a tight fit.
With that, I think another important aspect is the train going by. So that can be a very loud and intrusive object, especially in a learning environment. So in order to deal with that, I think Chloe can talk about some of the trees and some of the features.
We did put a row of trees along the railway that would block some part of the noise. The insulation of the walls have phonic insulation. For the security, we can put barriers around the railway track. I saw on the Google map that it was none of them because obviously the site wasn't used, so they didn't have prepared for that yet.
And the security man will be on site to monitor the site and control traffic as well.
Time for one more question, guys.
With your revised estimate coming in approximately $8 million less than the budget, is there any areas in the design that you feel you maybe valued engineer that we could put more money into or improve on?
Oh, definitely. I feel that the corridor going to the middle currently, I mean, it's not bare, but there's definitely a lot more that can be done to add value to that, such as having some sort of boxed out wall that comes down and has Envision's core values as you walk down it, so that you're constantly reminded of the space that you're in and of the values that the school represents. Along with that, there were a few points of landscaping that we also wanted to address, such as adding in a few more trees and possibly even adding some interior landscaping into that courtyard, which we felt would be really nice and really enliven the space.
Can you point to the courtyard on your plan up there, or is it not? That particular, on the one that you were just looking at?
On this one?
Yeah. Or is it just kind of roofed over just because it's a mass model?
Just because
Okay,
it's a mass model. It would be right there,
Yeah.
right there at the two.
All right, I think we're out of time, so thank you so much and
Good job.
great job.
All right, thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.